What it do? What it do?
What's up? What's up?
Episode 83 of the podcast.
You got one off the top of the dome? You got a 83 off the top?
I want to say like James Thrash.
Okay. We'll get it by the end, but I'm gonna lead the Percy's today just so I brought it up. And Super Bowl is this weekend, but we'll get to that in a quick second because that's the bigger thing. But just a quicker run through of the NBA trade deadline that was also this week. So because it's gonna be a whole bunch of new names and new jerseys. The Jazz, they got Jaren Jackson Jr. from the Grizzlies. Celtics got Vucevic. Harden is on the Cavs now. Anthony Davis and Trae Young are on the Wizards. We got new look Wizards. The Bulls got Colin Sexton and George Dieng. And the Thunder got Jared McCain. Warriors got Porzingis. And the Bulls trade for Ayo Dosunmu also. Or no, they sent Ayo Dosunmu to the Wolves. That's what it was.
And Kuminga's on the Hawks now.
Kuminga's on the Hawks. Yeah, that was that Porzingis deal.
Yeah.
Knicks got Jose Alvarado. The Lakers got a three-point shooter, Luke Kennard. Oh yeah, Pacers got Zubac, which is a great replacement for Miles Turner because it's just been Jay Huff, the master of the reverse dunk down there. But that's all the things that we got up here real quick for the Sports Illustrated. A whole bunch of new names.
Yeah.
New jerseys, NBA that trade deadline. You got anything to say real quick about that?
I mean, yeah, we did a lot of talk on the text chain about the Anthony Davis coming to my Wizards and whatnot. Said that wasn't on my bingo card. Wasn't expecting it. Though apparently there's reports that we were also we were going after Sabonis prior to the Anthony Davis deal coming down. So interesting to see the front office make moves. He's already been announced that he is out for the season.
Yep.
So the goal for us is just to keep it under 8, getting less than the eighth pick, so we can keep our first round pick this year.
So it's top 8. The pick is top 8 protected for them.
For the Wizards.
So if you need a low pick.
No, it's going to the Knicks if it's past 8.
Okay, got you. So it's top 8 protected. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you still want a bad season, like Trae Young's not gonna lift you up out of the bottom 3.
He hasn't played either.
Okay, so there you go.
He's probably out for the season as well. But the other thing too is like we just beat the Pistons the other night.
Crazy,
by 20, 30.
Kofi he just put up a little short about how that was the Pistons' worst loss of the season.
I need to watch that. I need to watch that video.
Yeah, he was like, "It's crazy that I gotta say this." He's like, "What are we doing here?" You know, obviously, he's appreciative. He's a sports fan, but he's like, "Yo, as bad as we were, what is this?" You know. But yeah, that's the NBA trade deadline and Super Bowl this week.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I mean, we both got Seahawks, so that's like a moot point. But yeah, that's my second team. The city I'm trying to move back to. That's where my home away from here is.
Yeah, and I'm from pretty much. I'm tired of New England, just like most of the country is, and it's just like anybody but New England. Yeah,
and they got to redeem themselves from the ridiculous not giving it to Marshawn because they should be back-to-back champs, but. Because of this, I got a page full of prop bets, just because it's the biggest betting day of the year in the United States. So I'm just gonna ask you some random shit that's on here, just quick,
I'm not even gonna look at it.
I'll just ask you just rapid, real quick off the top. All right, how many songs will Bad Bunny perform? Over under 10.5?
Trying to think, it's like a 15-minute show. Under.
Okay. Will either quarterback rush for a touchdown?
Yes.
Okay.
Especially Drake May.
Okay. Will Kenneth Walker outrush Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson combined?
No.
Okay. Will Hunter Henry score a touchdown?
No. What
color is the Gatorade?
Orange.
Yep, that's top pick too. Who's Super Bowl MVP? I'll give you 3 more after this, real quick. Because they do have the bold pick. I was going to say something that you picked everything so far that money has picking.
Sam Darnold But then I want to say Jackson Smith and Jigba, but it's gonna be so hard because like if Jackson Smith and Jigba has like 2 touchdowns and
like
200
140
yards,
yeah,
like 140, it's like okay, but like what else does Sam Darnold have as well? Because obviously he has those 2 touchdowns, unless one of them is
330
like
and 3 touchdowns,
an end around or something like that. But
Sam Darnold is number 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sam Darnold.
Okay, we said Seahawks are gonna win. That's the pick that everybody's picking. Is Cardi or is Stefan gonna propose to Cardi?
On a loss?
On a win. It's or it just says at the end of the game.
Yeah,
actually.
No.
No. Okay. First player to score a touchdown.
Kenneth Walker.
Jackson Smith and Jigba. Last one.
That's probably the favorite, but I'm like, I think they're gonna just get that to the goal line and then rush it in with like Kenneth Walker.
All right, last one. I'll give you this as a multiple choice because it's kind of specific. What will be the first commercial played after the game has started? Movie, TV show trailer, a beer alcohol company, food, restaurant company, or a technology company, or other.
Yeah. I would go beer.
All right, it's
a movie trailer.
Technology company as a pick. But yeah, that's the NFL prop bets. There's plenty more that you could get into, I'm sure. I ain't got no money for it, but
no.
If I had a stack, I could see myself putting a little parlay in.
Yeah,
you know, trying making some bread up, like just a little three legs, something simple.
I hope it's an extremely boring game where the Seahawks just blow out.
Yeah,
the Patriots.
Yeah, like Seahawks Broncos. Yeah,
it's like 45-3, and it's like, all right, cool. Congratulations, Seahawks. Hopefully, you guys win. Let's start the show.
Doors opening. Step back to allow customers to exit.
The crowd. How was behaved?
Front row, Moody, off the top row.
A weekly stroll to the avenue of wrestling.
Follow us here on the channel, like, subscribe, we appreciate all the information. Send us an email at wrestling.com.
It's funny when I said the intro, I was like zoned out, but I feel like I messed up. I was like,
it was getting there, but welcome to our episode 83. I looked it up real quick. Some Andre Reed episode, the Ted Hendricks episode, 4-time Super Bowl champion linebacker. So
okay,
this is also the Royal Rumble recap episode. I was able to strike back in the scoreboard for the first time in like 2-3 months. Getting the win. That the narrative of this, honestly, the past year of my predictions has been, I just need to trust my gut more.
That's what I've been telling you.
I know. I really need to, like, because
you fall into my fantasy booking way too much.
But I like your booking, like, because obviously, like, you like your own. You can't help but like your own because you come up with it. So then the second I hear, it's like, all right, you got taste also. Like, I know you know this shit, so it's like, if I can hear a different perspective, it's like, dang, yeah, I didn't think about it like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but either way, I got the dub. But the first thing that we saw up here, and I remember being upset. This is where I was like, fuck, I probably lost it. Right, right here was the Women's Rumble.
We both had Bianca as our number one pick.
For sure. And then,
no Bianca.
Yeah, that was the most egregious thing, for sure. Well, that and no Kit Wilson. But yeah, between those two, thought for sure Bianca was going to be there. But that ended up being a moot point. And I was like, yo, I'm just fucking with Liv. Liv got to get there.
Yeah, I think Liv was the easy favorite even coming in.
Yeah.
And it's just like, again, this is where I overbooked myself.
I said my prediction was we're going to be boring because I had Bianca and I was like, even with that, I'm going to pick Liv. But then, yeah, with your Raquel.
Liv could have been number 2.
Yeah.
Raquel could have been 3. But you had, at the end of it was what? Liv, Steph, Sol Ruka.
Last 4, yeah. Sol Ruka. Lash? Was
Lash, I believe, was there as well.
Yeah.
And no, it wasn't Lash. Yeah, it was Lash.
Yeah. Who did Becky? Tiffany. Tiffany was there. Because it was Tiffany and her were the last two.
The last three was Tiffany, Sol Ruca, and
her, yeah.
And Liv. So great. I mean, it was fun. You were like, it was a little underwhelming, but I think the whole show in general felt a little underwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that we didn't have a lot of surprise. We didn't get Jericho or anything like that, too.
Like, yeah.
We talk about the men's.
Yeah. I mean, now that I think about, because like Jericho's not a Mania return, so it's like Raw after Mania, you know. And plus, like, I mean, ain't to blow up the kayfabe, but I know Wrestle Talk is still constantly saying like Jericho's still on the AEW roster page. You know, it's not like he's alumni yet.
That counts for something.
Exactly. So, but that was the Women's Rumble. She is the.
Go ahead.
No, yeah, I'll just say Liv is the number one contender for Mania. She's still got to make her pick though. But.
Yeah. And also she, again, building up tension between the Judgment Day, especially the women. She eliminated Raquel.
Yeah. Yep.
You were like, you didn't think that was going to happen.
Yeah, I didn't think that when she did that, that's where I was like, yeah, I should have went with Liv.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess if anything, that's where I was like, yeah, I just gotta believe her character. That's just her character. She is a backstabbing bitch. Why did I think anything else? You know, it's like that's who she is. So
Liv was our third pick, and she gave us each a point on that. The next match, as we were talking about Jericho and whatnot coming back, and I forget how we get into Jericho, how this relates, but I had a connection to
retiring.
Well, Jericho, like Gunther versus AJ, and it happened. AJ Styles was retired by Gunther. Another choke out. This one was a lot more dramatic, though. I liked it better than Cena, where Cena kind of just like smirked. But again, it makes sense for Cena because it's like he had the whole year press tour around him in his final match, and AJ was like, "Is this really going to happen?" And him struggling to get to the ropes, and then eventually just being not being able to do it was pretty good. Wrestling in-ring storytelling that they played out.
Yeah, and AJ was still phenomenal in this match, as his moniker is. Like, phenomenal forearm, Styles Clash, everything. Even like the calf crusher, getting the calf crusher in. Yeah. Because he had that calf crusher in for a long time. And I was just like, similar. I mean, we still picked Gunther. I still had him winning.
Same.
But I was like, in the possibility that this ain't the end, like, sure. I thought that was probably as close as he got to it, was when he had the calf crusher in. Also, Gunther's recent losses have been tap outs and, you know, tapping out to make sure that the ref didn't see. But, you know, AJ thought he won, which is what brought us here in the first place. But like I said, it feels like it's too early. I think he's still going to pop up in TNA. He's got to at least just show his face at some point.
And
didn't he? I feel like he did recently. Maybe they just been talking about it. I don't know.
Well, this is where I remember where I brought up the Jericho connection, because you just mentioned Jericho is still on the AEW roster page.
Yeah.
AJ Styles, I saw, is still posted within the regular roster. He hasn't been moved to the alumni section of the WWE roster.
Unreal Season 3 storyline.
On the WWE.com site. So who's to say? Like, who's to say what might happen? But I think he's for certain. I think he's done, because he has mentioned that like he doesn't want to be one of those guys to like see him past his prime. Like, you still want to see the best version of himself. Though he also just said recently, I think he was on one of the WWE podcasts. I forget what wrestler it was, but he mentioned how everybody feels like they can always come back for one last time and, have, I think he's like, I feel like you as a wrestler, you get like one comeback at a retirement match.
Yeah.
But then anything after that might be too much. But he's like, at least one.
Beating a dead horse,
Yeah, but we'll see what happens with AJ. But I think he's at least going to take a good break and, be a stay-home dad.
For sure.
Hang out with his kids and whatnot.
Yeah. We got Drew, a successful retention from Drew.
Yeah, against Sammy. Yeah, and resilient Sammy was fighting.
Yeah, we knew a Claymore. It was just a Claymore away.
Yeah.
And he gave him 2 future shocks before, and I was like, I brought it up. I was like, right before he hit those, I was like, man, I used to love when he did those. And then right when I say that, he pulls 2 of them out, and I'm like, he heard me. But yeah, Claymore kick, probably the most predictable up here. Sammy was in winning the title.
I mean, they made you believe, but yeah, I mean,
Sammy always does that. That's his whole thing.
because I wouldn't have been surprised if he was able to pull out. Because again, as we'll get to SmackDown, Drew just has anybody can come in and interfere in Drew's match and cost him the title just because he's built up a vast amount of
enemies.
Yeah, that they would have any legitimate reason to come and screw Drew McIntyre. From his title, like he's that. I feel like that's the thing with his title reign right now is like he's just. It feels like for me he's that close to always just losing his title because you never know. Anybody has a full reason to interfere in Drew and cost him.
And it's funny that you bring that up because I think that feeds into his character, like the paranoia that he has, where it's like everybody's always out to screw me, and it's like we usually have that thing of like being a fighting champion and stuff, which Drew is, but feeding into his character of like, man, everybody's always interfering in my matches, and it's like, well, yeah, they're coming after the title, and you're an asshole.
Yeah, you're antagonistic.
Exactly.
You give them a reason to come
exactly. That's why it's funny. So I've been loving it. We're going to talk more about it on SmackDown. And then the men's rumble. This is where I won.
Yes.
Your pick being Cody, my pick being Roman, and even our tiebreakers. We both had Braun, and for the third, I thought it was fun. You had Oba, I had Brock. That would have been a hell of a story.
Oba was killing it.
He was.
He came in number 1.
Brock eliminated his ass. Though.
Eliminated the first 10.
Yeah. They gave him the look for sure.
Like he was just standing in the ring by himself, like basically for more than half of at least the beginning of the match.
Yeah. Should have looked at should have reviewed.
But then Brock fucking eliminated fucking Oba.
Yeah. Because we got the spot. No, I was just saying we should have reviewed which numbers people were coming in at. Yeah. I forget which number Brock came in at, but it was on the other side of it was on the other side of 15, I believe. But either way, we got the face off, and I thought we were gonna give I guess it makes sense because Brock's the vet, right? Like this is still Oba's first time on the main roster, so it makes sense that Brock should win the first encounter. But I thought he was gonna give a little bit more offense to him. That's all. But Brock is Brock.
Brock is Brock. I mean, people were excited about Brock no-selling Elia's chops.
Oh, yeah, were they?
Yeah, and they were like, oh, this is what's wrong with WWE. Not Brock was basically just going in for business by himself and whatnot. It's like, it made Ilya look bad. And I'm like, this is Brock.
Yeah, exactly.
But, Braun Breaker, we had as number 2. He was a clear favorite for a lot of people, not even just us. He came in at number 2 because of, as we saw afterwards, after we had recorded during the pre-show, Paul Heyman come up to Adam Pearce and was like, yo, you basically played us and forcing Braun Breaker to come in at number 2.
Yeah.
And he's like, I had nothing to do with it. Either way, Braun's coming down the ring and
Masked
Man comes through and curb stomps him.
It's a super kick and a curb stomp. Very Seth
before he even gets into the ring.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then throws him into the ring, and it's a fall from grace and gets thrown out.
Yep. Immediately. Pretty short time span. And he was, immediately eliminated from the Rumble.
Crazy. I mean, I think I listened to Masked Man, and they were saying pretty sure, or probably what the booking here is like we're supposed to think that's Seth, right? Because, Braun screwed him over. So it's like, if Seth is healthy by Mania, then we're going to get Braun versus Seth. If he's not healthy, it's gonna be Braun versus Logan. And our immediately Shoes was like, I have a visceral reaction to Braun versus Logan. I do not want to see that. Braun versus Seth, okay, but
I feel like that's probably Logan underneath that mask.
Yeah. I mean, obviously everybody's analyzing stuff and saying, oh, he's got a beard and all this stuff, and look at the build. And granted, Logan and Seth are built very, very similarly. I think he's probably maybe a half inch taller than him. They're both cut up pretty, but either way, the story will reveal in time. It does feel watered down with just so immediately with a Masked Man and then another one quickly afterwards, but whatever.
Maybe there's it's supposed to be oh, it's Austin Theory because he was the last Masked Man. It's it really is Logan Paul, but again, I don't know, but I'm just don't draw this out, please.
That is a great segue because I think that should take us over to our flagship because that is the exact verbiage that Adam Pearce was saying on Raw, because we get at the beginning of Raw the Vision coming out and complaining, just like before Royal Rumble, like you screwed over Braun, putting him in at 2, and echo of the same thing, like, hey, it's a random draw, you picked it, and the last time that we had a masked man, it was Austin Theory, and it was fun. Like Braun Breaker, we know the character is like unhinged and all that stuff. So even like the character acting in that, I don't know if you noticed, but he looked at Austin Theory and they made eye contact. Like, would it be you, motherfucker? Kind of like, and Bronson is like holding him back, and that's when Adam Pearce is like, "Hey, look at me when I'm talking to you." So, granted, I liked the follow up of it, but yeah, similar to like you said, don't beat a dead horse with this whole masked man situation.
Yeah, just get to the answer quicker than we need to, so we could just get to it. Because
I had that as a shake, so that was our segue over to Raw. Just the continued beef between Pierce and Braun Breaker / The Vision.
Yeah, it's treading water for me. I'm like, it's not anywhere near like a Reggie or anything, but it is something I'm like, okay, can we? It feels underwhelming.
Yeah, at this point.
As just like as far as like we've been invested into the storyline. So I'm like, until we get something monumental, I don't know what that monumental thing would be, but something kind of trigger the kind of like the Game of Thrones-ness of it, where it's like, Ned gets his head chopped off, and it's like, oh, okay, like now it's like, about to start problems for everybody.
Because up to this point, I would say it would have been 3 weeks ago when he first put his hands on him, and he was like, "Man," he was like, "You put your hands on me." He was like pushing him in the corner.
But he's only like suspended for like a week.
And exactly. But at that point in time, I was like, "Oh shit, like, what are we doing here?" And I made my booking Y2J. Maybe he gets his head chopped off, and we get a man who Heyman can appreciate. GM, you know what I'm saying? Because he's pulling the strings, like you said, backstage or whatever. But the best thing I had up here, I felt like it was where this was a strong week of wrestling for me. I had 2 top shelves. This was one of them. In an optimistic view, the Roman choosing Punk promo, I thought was great. The history that these two have, and honestly, just the performance on mic and a vacuum of just the promo itself, it was amazing. CM Punk pulling like his classic like veteran kind of card, like, I brought you up, you learn from the best, I'm so proud of you in my absence, but I'm still the best in the world, so that's why you here with me now. Which is funny because in the modern WWE, you could be like, CM Punk last year, he said, I came back to be in the main event of WrestleMania, and Roman versus CM Punk feels like a night 2 closing. It could be, you know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, if it's for the heavyweight title, I don't think the title matters as much, like whether it be WWE or World Heavyweight, just because of the 2 guys who are there.
Yeah, for sure. And this is more of like the feud being more invested than the title.
And that's where the promo took us. And Roman striking back and being like, I learned from you, and laughing and being like, nah, man, what are you talking about? Like, what do we do? The Zebros or whatever that shit is? And just, breaking the fourth wall of like kayfabe, similar to like how CM Punk would do in his character. They're very clearly on the same tier of promo skills, and Roman is the one who gets the mic drop moment, walk away up 1-0 arguably. So, or he gets the last word. But I really enjoyed it, and assuming this is like straight up, like no interference, like WrestleMania, closing match. Roman. But I wonder where that because that obviously means we're getting Roman on Netflix at that point. But
yeah,
I mean, Roman is a story by himself, right? It's just we'll just see who pops up on Raw the next day after Mania.
I initially probably had this as a primo. I would agree with you. I'd probably bump it up to top shelf as well. Yeah, it was a great promo, and I think it's did a great job of investing into the storyline immediately and just kind of getting you pumped up for this WrestleMania matchup. I think it makes sense as well, even though I think we talked about it, whether it's on camera or maybe off camera, about this last week. Obviously, the history lies within the title that Drew has, and the one that currently is held by Punk is a fairly new title, building its like new, history and whatnot.
Yeah, like 5
and
years
so it's
old.
Like, why would Roman, who's held the Universal Undisputed, not the Universal, the Undisputed, WWE title for over 1,000 days and whatnot, care about this one? Well, it's a belt that he hasn't had before and whatnot. But then, like you said, now it's not even about the belt; it's about the guy who's holding the belt.
And I hate you.
Yeah. And it's like, I just want to take this belt because this is the belt that you have that I want to take that off of you. And so, I think through that, again, there's a lot of dynamics here, and then the promo battle, like they don't even really have to even, actually be physical with one another in a few weeks. Obviously, they could do it every now and then, like kind of a random GTS or a spear.
Yeah, they're gonna get physical at some. Obviously, we got months,
but like they don't have to actually like be in matches with one another in like tag team settings or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So.
You don't want because you don't want to water it down, but they will get physical at least like a good 2 times for sure, make each other one stand tall and everything. But best thing on the show. As far as the wrestling on the show, we agreed Stephanie's retention in the street fight match against Raquel was the best thing.
I really thought Raquel probably could have had it, but again, because I still think that there's a hot road that, again, it's hard because I think you can have Raquel in a WrestleMania match for the women's title or, defending it, retaining it. I don't know where the storyline would lead you to against Liv Morgan. And because that's obviously something that they're teasing. We talked about Liv eliminating, we talked about Liv eliminating Raquel in the Women's Royal Rumble. It was brought up in a promo segment earlier before
in this episode,
Liv was like, "Yo, you are complete, like you're an understanding person," or whatever adjective that she used to describe Raquel and why she should be happy for Liv.
Yeah, a win for one is a win for all of us on the Judgment Day. Yeah,
but again, it was also brought up on SmackDown when we get onto SmackDown a little bit later. So it's gonna be I feel like there is a way, just from a storyline perspective, that you can get Liv versus Raquel at WrestleMania, but it's WrestleMania, and it's like, is that a WrestleMania match in which you want to see Raquel? And not anything against Raquel, it's just more of like, she's done a great job of definitely upgrading her character and her ring work over the last year. Is she in that position to have that moment in WrestleMania?
I know it's set up
immediately.
Sorry, I know that was set up as a rhetorical question, but it's not. I'm gonna answer that. That's not a WrestleMania match, but that's a WrestleMania angle. Liv is about to win. Raquel screws her, turns face at WrestleMania.
I'm saying that can happen. She could definitely
I was just
interfere in Liv's match against whoever Liv is facing. I'm talking about Raquel winning the title.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
At WrestleMania against Liv.
Yeah, I'm saying, that directly, yes. Like, we're storyline building there, but
or not against Liv, but against
somebody else now. Yeah. I don't see Raquel right now in Mania against somebody that's not Liv. If Liv is in the title match, I could see also us building maybe like throughout this year, like we turn Raquel face because she's been backstabbing me this whole time. She finally realizes it or something, turns face at Mania.
What about if Raquel defeats, like, let's say this match just hasn't been announced, or if I don't even know, I'm just talking. Raquel versus Jade at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Raquel wins the title from Jade. Liv challenges Raquel.
Oh, okay. For the WWE title.
For the WWE title at WrestleMania.
Okay.
And Raquel wins. Do you think that could happen at this WrestleMania?
No. No. Not that specifically, no. That seems like very convoluted to get us there. Around the women's title, obviously they're on Raw, or the women's world championship seems more likely. But I think the way Jade is built, that would be a wet fart of an ending for Jade's title run. I wouldn't like that. So I'm gonna say no.
I'm just throwing hypotheticals out there. I'm just like, I as much as I want Raquel to be in that position, I don't see it that happening now. Is my thing.
Yeah,
and that's why I bring that up. But
no.
no, I thought this was a great match. Obviously, there were some spots that could have gone a little bit better, specifically the one at the end where she tried to go through the table.
Yeah,
and it just didn't really break.
It was. I typed it in the I am the table at first, but it did break. It was just like a soft break. She sat on it.
The way she rolled onto the table was very, like, I'm being very careful here.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, still great match. And Raquel prior to the match told Liv to
not come out there
and don't interfere in a street fight. And she ignored her anyway, tried to give her the belt.
Yep. Trying to help her, but like you said, this part of the build could be like, yo, you ain't listening to me. Like, come on, this part of the turn could be.
Roxanne went through a table on the ringside.
Yep, after a headbutt from Stephanie. Yep.
Yeah, and that was pretty much the match.
Yep. Then it's the corkscrew moonsault for the win. Yep. The mids that we had up here, Gunther choking out Dragon, or I put Dragon. I put this up there late.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually enjoyed this. I didn't see the segment originally, but Gunther was once again bragging about killing people's careers. AJ's out of here now. In the moment, I forgot. I was like, why is he attacking him? And you had to remind me that him and AJ were a tag team. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. They were a tag team champions. So we got 2 chokeout spots this week. This was the first one. But done well. He beat the shit out of Dragon Lee. The other mid, actually a match. Penta getting the W over Bronson Reed and a count out to be a LA Knight, because LA Knight has his beef with the Vision. The extension, I know you don't want, like we were talking about, like, how much are you tired of LA Knight in the Vision versus Pierce in the Vision? Like, you have more of a tank for LA Knight since he came back, or does it feel like still exhausted because it's the Vision?
I'm surprised LA Knight's still interacting with the Vision, but I guess like it makes sense as far as like the Vision having
tsunami to him.
But also there's like kind of dominance around that scene around the top of the card.
Yeah,
and so it's like you have to like get through that. You have to kind of just like dismantle them so you can
ascend upwards.
Have your WWE championship, heavyweight championship opportunity unaffected. I don't know. I mean, I've seen people talk about like, is the Vision, like the Vision is what they try to make the Judgment Day, but the Judgment Day just was better. Where in the sense where people were saying like, oh, when Judgment Day dropped Edge, the Judgment Day got better, but it's kind of happened vice versa.
I mean, it still took us a while.
Where it's like when they dropped Seth, they pretty much went down.
I mean, I disagree with that, honestly. I said that a few weeks ago that I'm like, it hit me that I was like, yo, I fuck with this. Like, for real. Like, granted, even though I can enjoy something and still be like, all right, this is a little too much. But it was the moment like when it was still like Logan Paul, when I was figuring, I was like, is Logan Paul like actually like, remember I was struggling with that. Is he just like temporarily aligned with them? Or is he like part of it? And like having him be like part of it, I was like, oh, okay, like I can, once again, their name, the Vision, I see where this is going, and we've always been trying to get Austin Theory over, like he has the look for it. So I'm still fine with him, and I think that's revisionist history, because the Judgment Day still went through their struggles. Like, we was tired of the Judgment Day at certain points in time, for sure, where it was like too much. So give them some time to breathe. Yeah, they might need another shot in the arm or something, but we're getting to Mania. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
something's gonna come out. Hopefully, it's not Logan Paul versus Braun Breaker. However good that match is, sure, but like that would still be like an underwhelming. Like, if that ends up being the crescendo of all this,
I understand the reason for why each of them are in this group, and it makes sense for what their goals are as a group and whatnot. Like, I don't disagree with any of that. For me personally, I only care really about 2 of them, and that's Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
Logan Paul, I understand why he's in that group, because again, especially he's definitely going to be future world champion at some point, just for his social following, and obviously still really good in the ring too, and he's also pretty good on the mic as well. At some point, just for the profitability of putting the belt on him, he's gonna have a belt. And then Austin Theory, they've been trying to push him. He has the look and everything. It's just he needs the right place to be on, like I guess, fully unlocked. Right now, Braun has really been the only person that has any focus as far as like what he's actually striving for and then like be a world champion. Bronson Reed has just kind of been backup.
The muscle. Yeah, exactly.
And then Logan Paul is pretty much the arrogant one.
Yeah, brash talker. Yeah.
And then Austin Theory is just there as like the scorned one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, but can Bronson go after a Intercontinental title?
The IC title, yeah.
Like, can something happen with the other ones? Can they strive for something? Can Austin Theory, tag team champions over there?
Like evolution this thing.
Yeah.
Like, make it feel
like,
bigger.
Go after something outside of just tagging along the Braun Breaker train.
Yeah, I think that all that has to do with like Braun's coronation. You know what I'm saying? I think the second that he has the world heavyweight title, it shouldn't take that, but I think in order for you to take the rest of them seriously at that level is like, okay, well, he's the one who's running the show on Monday nights, right? You know, but really they just been like a destructive force more than anything. At the risk of yapping too long, the other mid that we had was oh no, that was both of the mids. The last thing we actually had up here, the Sheik. I had Javon beating El Grande, the kayfabe, long term El Grande, because we got the distraction from the original El Grande coming out. So Javon hits the OG cutter 1, 2, 3. But we had the whole faction out there of the 3 El Grandes like running interference and stuff, like making Javon's life harder. And then we get the not Chad Gable one, interference. So do you think this has got to build to what? Is that Mania? Is it
mask versus mask match?
Yeah,
Mania.
Yeah, okay.
This is a Mania match.
And Chad Gable loses that, right?
No.
It's Ludwig?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He's the original.
Yeah, I mean, I get that he should be the face in the scenario, like, because it's funny because both of them use the metal plate though, because Chad was doing that, I believe, early on anyway, before he got hurt. So it'll be interesting to see them like a double headbutt spot when they both got like metal plates in. I'd like to see that. I'm sure that'll happen.
Watch it be that he gets the Creed brothers.
Oh, make it a 3-on-3.
Yeah, and they dress up.
Yeah.
They dress up as Ryo and
they dress up Dose and Trace.
Yeah,
yeah. That's fine. Yeah, a 3-on-3.
But no, yeah. I don't care. Like I'll enjoy the match when we get there. The storyline that's involved, I'm like, I don't need to see the back and forth.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I get it too.
So that's where I'm like, it's a Sheik. I don't think I'll ever be a Reggie. I'll be there. I'll be
at the
there
conclusion.
I'll be there for when the match happens at WrestleMania. And I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy it. That's wrestling right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, the build up for it, I'm like, okay, there's other things I can give my attention to.
Yeah. Your last Sheik you had up there was the Obafemi squash.
Yeah, I get what you got to do, but I don't like it had to happen against the War Raiders.
It's tough for multiple time tag team champions right there.
And I get it. They're big guys, so it's a different type of squash. But like one guy versus a tag team, this wasn't Kit Wilson as what happened on SmackDown. Like that makes sense, and it makes sense within the character and all that stuff. This is just like, yeah, look at this big dude take down both of these big dudes at the same time. But I'm like, why do that at the expense of the War Raiders?
Yeah, it's funny you bring up the fact that they're big guys because that's putting him over that much more.
Yeah,
the fact that I think like the first thing I thought of was Jacob Fatu when he debuted. Remember he took out DIY and did like the double springboard moonsault and all that shit. I was like, holy shit! But those are smaller guys. He outweighs both of them. He like threw Johnny in the air and shit. But like, man, poor Ivar and Eric. You know, it's just sad. So yeah, shake for me too.
How does that affect them as far as being legit contenders for tag team?
I mean, like we talk about, you know, the 2K ratings, their confidence is down right now. They're on a negative like streak after that. They got to be -2, you know, to the overall for the week. So yeah, if anything, it takes them out of contention a little bit more, I would think. But that's all I have for the flagship. Did you have anything else?
Nope. I think that was it for me. Yeah, the Roman and Punk stuff was really good.
Yeah,
the Stephanie stuff was really good. And then everything else was like, okay, got you there.
Yeah.
Some things like you could like better than others. Like, you know, depending on, like I said, for me, I like only half of the vision. The other half, I'm just like,
I mean, I'm with you on that too. Like those two are definitely completely over with me where you want to see more from them. Like, you know, that's, but even still, there's potential there with even Logan Paul. You just said that, like, oh yeah, he's gonna be world champion at some point, but get me to care, basically. But yeah. But over at NXT, the Bodega. You had this a bit. I put this in Primo. New NXT champ, Joe Hendry, in the 7-way ladder match. We made our predictions. I did say that this would be my pick. It is, when I say the safest of them all, because Ricky's already done it twice. So it's like he's not about to do it again.
Once.
Oh, yeah. Even still, he's most solidified recently, where it's like, all right, we're not going to do him. And Joe is obviously completely over already versus like the guys who are new from Evolve, like Jackson Drake and Sean Legacy and Keanu Carver and Shiloh Hill, who are all up here now. But very dramatic ending. Super fun from beginning to end. This was an equivalent of like an AEW like party match. This had to be a Primo for me because this was nonstop spots. To go back and look at it, like it's just fun spot. You know, Sean Legacy doing his moonsault to the outside, Jackson Drake doing a suicide dive to the outside, Keanu Carver hitting a spine buster and then spearing a guy through the freaking barricade thing that they have right there. Even the ending of Keanu Carver, I think we both had Keanu as like our sort of third pick or roughly around there.
Something like that, yeah.
He was climbing up the top and had his hand on the title. Like as him and Ricky were on the ladders and Ricky started pushing him over, I didn't realize that there was still a ladder bridge like on the outside. So I thought that I was like, oh, he's actually losing his balance in that moment. So when the spot happened, I was like, oh, that was perfect. Like splashing to the outside through the ladder. I'm like, oh, he's dead. Ricky's about to win, but nope. We get the we believe because it's funny because I don't know how Joe's able to do that, but he did the turnaround on the ladder because Ricky didn't see him. So Ricky's on one side and then he's like able to do that and fighting over the title. Hits him through a ladder bridge. New champion. So I appreciate it. I think it's a very clean ending, safe ending, whatever. And I think it makes sense for, you know, going forward in NXT. You know, might as well give him the title. You know, we all like him. We know he's worthy of the championship. We said it like when he was TNA champion. We were like, oh shit, yeah, this is immediately super hot fire, Joe Hendry. So yeah, I
can understand that. That's very convincing for me to probably bump it up to mid to a Primo.
Yeah,
just for the fact I put it at mid initially, just for the fact I'm like, okay, good match. I think the predictability of it is that it was either going to be Ricky or Joe, but I do think like obviously I thought Joe probably had a lesser chance. Just the fact I thought he was already called up to main roster at this point, so it was like, why does he really need the belt? Still adding to his resume, fine. He doesn't need to hold it that long, but I'm like, okay. I guess how long does he hold it? I guess it's like my question is, I guess how long is Joe on NXT?
Yeah.
Is it till deadline? Not deadline. What's
I mean, granted,
what's the WrestleMania one?
Stand and Deliver.
Is it up at Stand and Deliver?
I mean, remember, I thought Trick was done at Stand and Deliver. Remember? And I was like, oh yeah, he's fully done and all this type of stuff. Granted, his character has gone through more development. I don't know how much more Joe Hendry will go through development as far as a character. I think that's the question. He does feel like a fully formed character on the main roster already as a face. So that's where I don't know. The runway is just how long they need him, because it's a new crop. So you're gonna need a while to
if you want
get everybody
hands
over.
and someone to like develop this.
I can still see him up there for another year, honestly. Like
that's crazy.
Yeah, I could see him up there for another year. I don't know who the champion is in that moment, but like you said, as far as like having steady hands, like that we think of as like vets who are there, is Sean Spears gonna step up? You still have the Culling there; they're a faction. Stacks, Tony D,
Dion Lennox.
Yeah, Dion. Yeah, he's the last one. That's the one last person I didn't put in this match, but yeah, he had a great showing of this too. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, we got to see what the storyline is.
Yeah, but I'll bump it up to a primo.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, just for the match of it, even with the predictability or the safeness, because I don't want to say predictability. It feels safe because, like you said, it could have been he's on main roster.
Yeah,
but
I guess I would have felt like that if it was Ricky as well, because like those two are the safest ones, and it's like, all right, out of that, okay, you take those out.
Everybody else is new.
Out of the 5, like who do you go for that? And it's like
Keanu doesn't feel like a full enough character yet. He just feels like a fighter. Sean Legacy, I feel like I think he was my second pick. He was the one I like the most on Evolve, where it's like, yeah, he's great in ring and he's rough around the edges as far as like on mic, but like, he feels like a diamond in the rough, like kind of like a young like either Finn or like Neville when he was NXT champion. Like he could definitely get better. But yeah, that was great. For the mids, I had this Izzy retaining in the triple threat versus Kaylani and Thea Hale.
I had this at Shake.
Yeah, as I watched it, I mean, yeah, predictable. Thought this was just like really good booking though for the character work that Izzy Dame was doing in this. I'm like, man, like the more I watch Izzy, I'm like, she's better than I think she is. And even when we were watching the highlights, I was like, man, look at her. Like, she's selling the fuck out of that, like, Kimura. Like, she was dying. Like, oh, get off of me, Predictable, yes. But getting the takeout angle of Kaylani coming down and busting up Lola Vice's hand, I enjoyed that. So it's like, okay, we're going to keep getting this.
How do you feel about, I mean, they definitely protected Lola as far as the reason why she lost this title match, but it's like she hasn't won a singles title.
Yeah.
Yet.
Her or Jada, yeah.
I feel like Lola's had a lot of opportunities though, more than Jada.
Yeah, she's had more.
Where it's like it's a little disappointing, like that she just never seems to get over to actually like win a title. Maybe that's the storyline that they were trying to put out, but I'm like, at a certain point, it's just like annoying to just see the same person just always get to this opportunity and never pull it out. And has nothing to do with kayfabe. It's just more of just like position.
On the card. Yeah, exactly. Because I think it's because her character isn't an underdog the way that Sammy's was. Because I definitely want to say she's over with the crowd, but she's not over enough to push herself like into that, into that, I guess. Well, no, because she gets her title shots, but it's just the fact that I don't know what it is, but at this point, you would think at least the North American, because Kaylani had that, Blake had that, Thea Hale, who else? Fallon Henley, Izzy now, like that's
Soul,
yeah. I mean, granted, Jada, she's always said she's wanted the NXT title. She's never put herself in the North American division. So, yeah, she needs to get her way. I mean, granted, we just got a character refresh where it seems like she's clearly face. Like, she knows that the crowd want to cheer her, and she's been a tweener like this entire time. Where now we're getting like a more face Jada. So we'll see where this push takes her. Another mid that I had, you had this also as Shake. Elio getting the win over Charlie Dempsey in the speed tournament. Only because this is about as good as you can get in 3 minutes
Yeah.
or 5 minutes, where that's immediately the thought I had. I was like, this isn't Angle and Mysterio at SummerSlam, but at least as far as
There
being
was
on
some really
NXT,
good ring work.
immediately. That's
where
where
within that 3 minutes. That's what I'm like. I do
Yeah,
want
I
to kind of
felt-
have it at mid, but I'm like, I
I
guess
felt like it had
I
to be.
probably could bump it up to mid just for there was very impressive ring work. But again, I'm like, it's only so much you can do in 3 minutes that it's just like this is just it's hard to rank the
Yeah.
speed matches high in that sense. If this was just a quick match and like he just so happened to just sneak out a quick one on him,
Mhm.
that would have been fine. But the fact that these matches have to finish within 3 minutes,
Yeah, it's just so foreshadowing. You're just
Yeah.
like, all right, yeah, this is either gonna end or like,
or end up in like in a draw.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, as far as just like, yeah, the end ring work, I felt I just had to put it there because it was just too good. Where I was just like, yeah, I thought Angle and Mysterio, which is
Mhm.
funny because both of these guys are white. But he is a luchador.
Mm-hmm.
But the amateur wrestling / Greco-Roman versus the luchador, and then Elio, I got seeing his finisher, which for the first time I saw this, which I thought was cool. It's like sort of this tilt-a-whirl like cross arm breaker thing, which I just thought was cool when he pulled it off. So yeah, worth a mid, even though it was 3 minutes.
I'll agree with that. I'll bump it up too from a shake to a mid. One more shake that I had was the inevitable breakup of Zaruka. So
I agree with this.
In a tag team match. Kind of had some friction, pushing each other and kind of, not being in sync as they used to be. So Ruka goes up for a soul snatcher, but it ends up getting hit on her partner, Zarya.
Yep. She wiggles out of the fireman carry. I forget which one, but the Elegance brand. She wiggles out of the fireman's carry. I guess they were going for an assisted soul snatcher.
Yeah, I would assume so.
That's what I think was happening. Like Zaruka was holding her up there, and then she wiggles off, pushes her into the soul snatcher, which I thought that was a good way to get out of it, because obviously as Soul's doing it, she's literally doing a flip. It's not like she can see who's back there, so it's a good use of that. And then getting a roll up, I think.
No, she jumped off the top rope with the coup de grace.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. I do like that.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to learn what they call that. There's got to be a name for that.
Probably.
Yeah, a bow and arrow submission and then a coup de grace like on top of it. That's all ab damage. But yeah, we got some pushing and shoving between Zaruka. So.
And they later came out during your girl's promo. NXT Women's Champion.
Oh, JC Jane. Yeah.
And
out there,
JC Jane was talking about how everyone's talking about Sol Ruka, where I'm 2-time double champ,
carrying two brands,
doing all this stuff, and I should be getting the flowers instead of Sol. But then gets everybody to come out. Jada Parker, Zarya came out, Sol Ruka came out, but more friction was created there. They all have don't they have a match next week?
It's a tag team match, and whoever gets the pin for their match is the number one contender against JC.
Yeah. So obviously there's going to be more friction there. I just find it funny that like it's just taking so long.
Yeah, because Zarya is upset about like Sol getting all the opportunities clearly, and she's like, "It's my turn. I need to get some shine." So
because this feels like this has been going on since at least October.
Yeah,
when like Sol Ruka like injured her knee.
Yeah,
and she had to relinquish
the North American
title, and then Zarya defended the Speed Championship and then lost that. Or no, was it? No, she defended the North American Championship and lost that, right?
Yeah, and so she didn't give her the opportunity.
Yeah, she relinquished the Speed title.
Yeah.
So
next week.
Then it was like, they showed some friction, but then when Saturday night's main event came around, which is in December, like they were like, "Oh yeah, I come out here with Sol Ruka and her entrance, and I'm standing by ringside and during the whole match." Like you basically ignore storyline.
Yeah.
Fact that if you have been watching NXT, like no storyline is actually being carried over here. That is still going on. We're in February. It's still going
5
on.
months.
And I'm like, that's a little
5 months.
That's a little long. This should have been happening.
And that's what Stand and Deliver will probably happen.
The match.
So that's Mania.
They probably had that. They would already have their first match by then. I would feel like.
Do they?
Stand and Deliver would be the blow off.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's got to be the end. But Anyway, the last shake we had up here, or I had up here, was the Tony D'Angelo promo.
Yeah.
I said I'm not about him not being Italian anymore, and I just thought it was pretty weak.
He's
that
still
he says,
Italian. It's just not. It's a characterization
fuck
of it.
that. Man. He's supposed to be out here putting a hit on guys right now, like because
You want the mob boss of it.
yeah. Well, not just that, but yeah, I thought the accent could be put some marinara sauce on it, you know, like put some olive oil on that on the vocal cords. But I thought it was pretty weak because he literally starts and says, "Hey, I came out here to tell y'all two things. One, I'm coming for Dark State,
which I don't know why.
Yeah, and two, I'll tell you when I'm done with Dark State, nigga. That's one thing. You lucky I ain't put this in Reggie, like for real, like just off of that premise, like." But that was it. Just Tony got beef with Dark State, and I guess we're gonna be getting him coming after them. So
again, stretching things out too long a little bit for me.
It does feel like he's in not quicksand. That sounds like a lot more morbid. But he's like running in sand, where it's like a lot more. Like his return is going a lot rougher than it should be to me. Like if Tony D was coming back after this long, why does it feel like it's just muted? Kind of like when Cena won the title at Elimination Chamber, and we were like, that next month or like 2 months, we were like, this is just dragging ass. And it was like, oh yeah, because that was supposed to happen at Mania. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have anything booked for that. It was just like, oh, they just pulled the trigger. It kind of feels like Tony D is back with no plan right now. And that's what's feeling like. It's like you said, just stretching it out. Like, I don't think they actually got anything for him. And if that's the case, that's extremely disappointing, you know, because I really enjoy Tony D. So if you just did this and like you ain't got nothing for him, it just waters him down, you know, at least to me.
We'll see. Like I said, I don't know what his beef is with Dark State.
Yeah.
I don't recall him, like, because the last thing I remember with Tony D was his, beef with the family.
Yeah.
And Stacks and I forget the other guy. Huh?
Yeah, I forget what his Crucifino.
Yeah,
Luca. Yeah.
And so I don't recall the Dark State of it, if there was any. But yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta hurry up. But I did say last week, I was like, I think after this weekend, this week for NXT of establishing who your NXT champion is, you have 2-week grace to clearing up, like, giving clear direction as far as like where this brand is headed.
Yeah.
Especially towards Stand and Deliver, which will be like in a month and a half time by the end of February. So 2 more weeks before I'm a little bit more stricter or harder on NXT, but because I feel like it's just been kind of treading water for the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Anything from the bodega?
No, that's all that we got. Over to the coffee shop. Once again, getting back to my point of just like strong wrestling shows like for the whole week. Top Shelf. I got up here. Once again, we talked about this off pod, but literally just the premise of squashing your world champion, like when it's appropriate, is Top Shelf to me. Because this episode, we get the Brody King title eliminator match against MJF, where we get the entrances for both. And before the match can even really start, we get the whole, entrances and introductions. Hangman comes out. And just immediately we get choke, like Hangman choke, like choke.
It catches MJF's attention so hard that he's not even aware that the match that he was in just started, and he just gets choked out.
Passes out, and takes a cannonball, Gonzo bomb, 1, 2, 3. Usually I would put this primo because, like you said, it is storyline and we knew where this was going, or I guess mid in a sense because it's just like where we're at in the story. But once again, the fact that he's world champion and it's not just a world champion, like no offense to like Kofi, but the way they treated Kofi, MJF is one of the pillars, as like they said in the early days of AEW. Like we know that he's, as he refers to himself, homegrown talent, a serious champion, one of their biggest stars. So to get him in storyline just completely destroyed in a minute 17 or whatever it was, I was just like, that was awesome. Like, I really agree with that because it's like, that's just so fun for the character of MJF. Like I said, that would never happen with like Drew or Roman, or I think generally in WWE, with the exception, once again, I say Kofi, because we saw the disrespect that happened to Kofi on the first episode of SmackDown on Fox. So, but yeah, this worked for me. Like because this still is treating your champion with respect in storyline. He's a loser.
I can agree with that. I wouldn't go as high as a top shelf for me, but I can go as high as a primo. Because it is super unexpected to see something like that. Even though, like, again, I told you, like, if you're watching this in real time, this started at 10:03, 3 minutes after the show, so you knew that this had to be a quick segment because there's no way they're gonna start a whole match.
Yeah, and go like 10 minutes. Yeah.
And so you knew something fishy was going to happen, or not fishy, but something out of the ordinary was going to happen.
Yeah.
But again, not often you get to see a champion get squashed
You're
like
a top
that.
champion.
And again, you can call it just wrestling for the fact that he bit so hard when Hangman came out that he just loses all attention, that he just gets choked out and then hung at the end of it. Similar to Gunther. So who do you think had the better one? Taking away out without the impact of like who the person was, because obviously
I'd say just straight up physicality wise, I would say the Gunther one looked better. I think due to Dragon Lee, that was a great sell from Dragon Lee. Because also we're not going to see that on WWE, where MJF went to sleep very quickly, where Dragon Lee was like, no. So yeah, Dragon Lee's was better.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no. Yeah, and it was for a number one contenders match, so he's set up for a match next week as well.
Yeah.
It's a little predictable, I think, in the sense that you knew that Brody was going to win the match.
Yeah.
But you didn't know he was going to win the match like this.
Yeah, I think
so. I don't think it makes me believe that he's going to win next week. Just for the fact of like, okay, like you won out of circumstance.
I would still even push back that like you said, only reason why, like you said, the fact that it was after 10 o'clock. If had this been like 9:45, I definitely I could have seen MJF winning clean, honestly, because this is a low blow and a heat seeker. Like he could win like that, even though he's clearly like the sniveling heel going to run away because he's outweighed by 70 pounds, But yeah, that's why it was surprising to me, because it could have still, even within the short range, it could have ended in a low blow, whatever, hit with the title. You know what I'm saying? That's how he wins the match. But down to the primos, I had Mega Bad getting the win over the women's tag team champions. So we had two eliminator matches losses. Once again, I guess you could say predictability factor for just the contendership, but I still enjoyed the match. And as simple as the Doomsday device is, I'm like, it should just, it's a classic. You know what I'm saying? It should just be like a one and done. So even though they were a Franken team, now they're a complete team. As basic as it is, it always works. So, hey, that works for me.
Okay. I thought it was a fun match. I'd probably stick it to a mid. Like I enjoy it. As far as predictability, I guess sure. I guess they have been in closest orbit of tag team champion contenders.
Yeah.
Of Mega Bad. Do I think they could win it? I don't know. I mean, like this match is happening next week as well at Grand Slam. So it requires you to basically get 2 consecutive wins over the champion. That's an interesting dynamic. I wonder if there's a storyline where you start the breakup of Harley and Willow, and maybe it revolves around like Willow not having much attention in Harley's mind to their tag team titles, and she's just worried about her TBS championship, and then Harley was like, I'm going to take that TBS championship because you didn't care about being tag team champs, because you're like, I got another belt already. So basically making it. I don't know. I guess is Harley the heel in that, or
I would have Willow
but-
being the heel when I thought about it, honestly, because
Mm-hmm.
I think Harley. That's a big. I think Harley did. I mean, she was PWI's most improved
Mm-hmm.
this year, but I think she still has a way to go to be like in a pay-per-view. I mean, I think that's just storyline though, because even watching this match, she improved. Like you can see in ring, she's
Mhm.
been great. Yeah, I could get there. I could get there. I just need the storyline, like you said. But my knee
Could you
jerk is
build that up to like all in?
Nah, that's not an all in.
Okay.
Nah, that's not an all in match. I could see that being like. I mean, we got Grand Slam coming up. That's like I think that could be like a first match is on like one of the featured like what is it like Fight for the Fallen,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next one be on like a pay per view, maybe like not all in though, like a Wrestle Dynasty or something like that. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, they're one of their B tier pay per views. So featured Dynamite and then a B tier. That would be the blow off I would have between those two.
Yeah. We'll see. Well, yeah, I think it was a really good match. I would probably leave it at mid, thinking that maybe if there is an opportunity for the Mega Bad to win, that I think that'll probably be a primo match. So I guess I'm putting it mid, betting my chips in that their next week's match is probably going to be better.
Yeah. The other primo I have here was Ricochet retaining against Jack Perry. As quick as it was, these two are just immaculate together. I like the inventive or how it's funny to use the word inventiveness because it's like how many times can you see somebody get hit with a title in different ways versus like putting it on the second turnbuckle and just like throwing them into it versus like holding it in your hand and when the ref's back is turned and all that good stuff. Because at no point in time did I think he was going to win this, but except for the snare trap. And then, like, I forget what his name is, but he, like, drags Ricochet over and gives him the hard middle fingers. And, like, Jack Perry's like, why would you do that? Like, you don't fuck with it. That's his boy. You know what I'm saying? But a clean as a heel retention. 1, 2, 3 hits Vertigo after that. Honestly, I don't know how I put this in. I think I got this backwards because this is supposed to be. Yeah, this is a mid. The other primo I would have is Andrade and Kenny Omega.
Yeah,
that's how I'd swap those. So that's a mid actually.
Oh, I would agree with Ricochet over Jack Perry's a mid.
Yeah,
good match, entertaining. Like I said, I like how Ricochet ended up hitting the title belt in a different way. Haven't seen that before, so that was creative. Though kind of was rooting for Jack Perry to win.
Yeah.
But again, do they run this back anymore, or is there a new challenger for the national championship? Or because I feel like Jack Perry ends up winning the title back when like Luchasaurus comes back.
How much longer do we got until Bobby's back?
I don't know. I don't know what Bobby's injury is.
Yeah, because Bobby and Shelton are injured, right? Both of them.
I'm not sure, but yeah, the Hurt.
Bobby's hurt, right?
We haven't seen. Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby's hurt. Yeah.
We haven't seen the Hurt Syndicate in a while. So.
Yeah. That's upsetting. Like you said, we want him to go after the AEW title. Like I was like, man, the national division is about to be the black division. That's what I said immediately. That's what it is.
But why'd you like Andrade or Kenny as a primo?
I mean, you heard the people you just said. I mean, yeah. That was just the setup. It's like these two are just amazing. They got time to breathe. The angle of it, like once again, I think it's one of those situations where you say just perfect booking, no matter like how you put it. Like Andrade just returning and like Kenny, you brought up like you want to really build up Kenny like for like a year trying to climb up the mountain again. So it makes sense in the fact that like I think Andrade had to win this match also, but I
wouldn't have been surprised if Kenny won. I think this is definitely a mess up. So you could say it's kind of a surprise that Andrade did win.
Yeah, you could. I mean, yeah, because in ring, like straight up, I would say that Kenny is still the favorite, but like it's not like Andrade's kicking out of his league. But once again, with him returning, it's like we're putting the rocket on him right now, or at least want to feature him more. And Kenny is already a super made man. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? He's one of the featured stars of AEW, so he needs it less. But this ends with you know, ref Aubrey Edwards being distracted. Because Swerve, comes down to actually try to help because Andrade has the screwdriver, takes the screwdriver from Andrade, and Aubrey's distracted. Low blow, and then the DM, the direct message to Kenny Omega. 1, 2, 3 is how we get this. So I also enjoyed afterwards the angle because clearly we're building towards. Hopefully, that's a pay-per-view match. Swerve and Kenny.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like I said, with your booking,
That's
that means
right,
that Swerve's winning that then.
Yeah, you're trying to build up Kenny. I said maybe Kenny wins the title at World's End, or somewhere later in the year. But you got to build. Said that promo he gave a few weeks. He's like, I don't care if it takes me like a couple weeks or like it takes me how long. I'm like, I'm gonna win that title back.
That's true. So, he did. He gave us the long-term booking of it. He was like, it's probably gonna take a while. So,
but yeah, I'll bump that up. I'd bump that up to a primo as well. I enjoyed that. Towing the line of primo, the DCF or the Death Riders. Part 3. Again, another fun match. Takesha, El Clone, and Josh Alexander. Against Daniel Garcia, Moxley, and
Wheeler
Yuta. Fun match.
They beat the shit out of Danny Garcia at the end of that. So he was the one. He's becoming the whipping boy that Wheeler Yuta was. I mean, Wheeler Yuta still is, but I guess both of them.
At what point are we? Part 3. Like, how much more do we got of Death Riders and Don Callis family?
That's why I pointed out part 3 because I feel like this is the last mid that this is gonna be. Like, the more that I see them without storyline beef, this is just gonna be, because I understand what you're doing. Once again, we say AEW is like the party match place where you can just throw 6 guys, 8 guys. That's kind of what the Don Callis family is built for. This is gonna slide in the shake if we keep doing this.
Don't blame me on that.
Yeah, so that's why I specifically put the part 3 in there.
Yeah. Also, we should have probably jumped to this after talking about Andrade getting the win over Kenny. Hangman in his number 1 contenders match defeated Mark Davis, and so now we're set up for Andrade versus Hangman for the number 1 contendership again for whoever wins. MJF versus Brody King next week at Grand Slam.
Yep.
You said Mark Davis looked great in it, I think. Through his hip into that barricade.
Oh yeah, I like that hurt a lot. Like, for sure. Like, one of those, like, oh, that's a real bump right there, However, predictable for sure. So now it's gonna be like you said. I mean, MJF's not going to lose the title to Brody King, so now it's just MJF defending between Hangman and Andrade. The winner of that.
Hey, maybe Bandito might come in and help Brody King.
Yeah. Maybe he does. But that is all I had. I would have this as shake-up here, but Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy getting the win over some, I think, a Ring of Honor couple, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And a mixed tag, and really just the
building up the hair versus hair
because I was like, I didn't even realize that they made maybe that was on Collision, because I was like, I didn't
realize that either.
I feel that probably was a Collision thing that they said that, because they are featured up there a lot more so. And Claudio's on there a lot too.
Who do you got?
It's interesting because immediately I'm like, I feel like Wheeler and Marina. I feel like Marina, the character of Marina, would definitely go with a buzz cut, So I would still go with Tony and Orange Cassidy right now. But I'm like, I feel pretty confident in that, because I'm like, cutting Tony's hair, I feel like
she'd be home in Australia.
Yeah, I mean, that would be crazy. I mean, I could go for Tony Storm in a little pixie cut or something. She could be cute.
Like,
I mean,
Orange
Cassidy's a guy, so that don't count. Like, he already got relatively short hair. But like Tony Storm in a pixie cut, that could be cute, I could fuck with that. But just a reminder, we got the hair versus hair match coming up. So I was like, okay.
All right. Anything else?
Nah, that's that. That's that for me.
Let's head over to the gallery for the Book of Wrestling.
Yep.
Three items in the gallery
Yep.
today. Which one do you want to start with?
I'm gonna go with our generation and say the birth of the Dudley Boys. This was February 2nd, 1997. Man, just the thought this was in ECW,
Mhm.
where I mean, because obviously we just grew up with the Dudley Boys. It's always been just Devon. I had them from the WWE or WWF angle. You know what I'm saying? I didn't watch them ECW, but seeing this, I put the clip up here. But originally, it was just Bubba Ray and Spike were brothers, and Bubba Ray turns on Spike, and Devon and him become aligned and hit their. Also, this is the first 3D that we ever see get hit. So, and poor Spike was just a dummy back then. You know what I'm saying? Because he like low-key spikes his head in this one too. And it's just like, Jesus Christ, man. But significant enough, this week, the Dudley Boys came together and became one of the greatest tag teams of all time,
Yeah,
Fast forward,
I know a
30
little
years
bit
later.
of like the Dudley's ECW history, but not enough.
Yeah.
So I'd like to go back because I know they got pretty big. There was like several other Dudleys in that group.
Yeah.
Besides like the three that we know. There was like at least I feel like 2 or 3 more within that were like I forget their Dudley names, but there was all different types of Dudleys that were part of that group. But yeah, I watched this clip when you posted it up here, and I'm like, man, what a time.
Yeah, right.
I'll go with the earliest one. So February 5th, 1988, Andre ends Hogan's historic run. WWF, the main event, was held at Market Square Arena in Indianapolis, Indiana, and was the first primetime wrestling show on network television since 1955. That's crazy. A staggering 33 million people tuned in to watch Hulk Hogan defend WWF Championship against Andre the Giant in a WrestleMania 3 rematch. Andre was accompanied to the ring by $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase and Virgil. The referee was supposed to be Dave Hebner, but due to DiBiase's shenanigans, his twin brother Earl Hebner was secretly the official instead, being paid off by the $1 Million Man. Hebner counted Hogan for a 3 count, even though his shoulders were clearly up at 2. And Andre the Giant won his first and only ever singles title in the WWF, which he held for an astonishingly 108 seconds. The Giant also had been bought off by DiBiase and handed over the championship belt, making DiBiase the world champion for a time. An announcement by WWF President Jack Tunney on February 13th episode of WWF Superstars stated that the title was vacant because it couldn't just be handed from one wrestler to another. Ha! And that tournament would be held at WrestleMania 4 to crown a legitimate champion. It's also worth noting that before this loss, Hulk Hogan had held the belt for 1,474 days, over just over 4 years.
Yeah.
Crazy. I've seen this been talked about. They've definitely made programs around this moment because it was pretty significant and eye-catching and whatnot. And yeah, they did it extremely well too, as well, because again, they're legit twin brothers, and so that was the first time you're just like, "What? Like, how is this even possible that we got like the same dude?" Like, not many people knew that. Dave Hebner had a.
The fact that you could pull that out of your ass is pretty cool.
Like,
yeah.
So, and then being paid off, seeing somebody lose their championship after 4 years on network cable, or network television, because this is like basically like early stages of cable, not even
right,
crazy time for wrestling, and that's Andre's first and only title.
Just goes to show you, like, 8 seconds.
Don't even need to hold the title just for how much money you're able to just bring in just from like your size and appearance and whatnot. Last one.
Yep. February 4th, 2019. That time Becky Lynch beat the crap out of Stephanie McMahon. WWE Raw is in Portland, Oregon, and the show started with Becky getting suspended by Stephanie McMahon. Becky reacted to this by attacking Stephanie. The reason for the suspension was that Becky had been injured at the Royal Rumble, but refused medical assessment because she didn't want to not be medically cleared for WrestleMania. McMahon said until she got checked out, she was suspended. So Lynch did what she had to do and put her in the disarmor. So
well deserved. Well deserved.
It's always fun to see the paws get put on authority figures. That's why I enjoyed Braun basically strangling or close to strangling Pierce. But that was the book of wrestling for this week.
Yes, it was. Super Bowl weekend. Last show of the week.
Yep.
SmackDown, the boutique. We agreed on most of this show. Pretty good show as well. Did you have a primo? Top shelf?
Yep.
No, you didn't.
I had two primos.
You had two primos. I was seeing if you had a top shelf or anything.
Nah.
Agreed for both elimination qualifier. Tiffany getting the win against Chelsea and Lash. Somewhat predictable, though. I wouldn't have been surprised if Lash was able to pull that off.
Yeah. Either way,
and Chelsea definitely did not have the chance to win it. But
yeah, exactly.
I can understand. I could have saw a Tiffany versus Chelsea feud, and then Lash getting that spot in the Elimination Chamber. But it makes sense. Tiffany just came back.
Yeah. Like you said, pretty predictable with obviously the former champion that Tiffany is already. Granted, the crowd is so hot for Chelsea. Like the second, when Lash throws or they throw Lash over the barricade after the interference spots, and Chelsea hits Tiffany's face off the post, and she throws her in the ring or rolls her in the ring. You can hear the crowd swelling up because she has the momentum. It's like, oh my God, she's gonna do it. Try to go for the unprettier, and it's like, nah, dog, what you thought was gonna happen? This is a prettiest moonsault ever. But yeah, I felt this had to be a primo because also Chelsea in this was channeled inner AJ Styles or something, or Io Sky, because she never does stuff from the top. But we got a crossbody to both of them to the outside. And we got a coast to coast drop kick on both of them that I was like, yeah. I mean, granted, yeah, true. The crossbodies to groups of people, anybody can do that. But either way, rarely does she climb up. So that's why I was just like, okay, so she going in her bag. She trying, So immediately more came to me like, man, can we get a Chelsea Mania moment? You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, you might get one sooner than later because there was on, I guess, the most recent season of Unreal. Apparently, she felt slighted by Michael Hayes because he basically was like, "You're never gonna be." She doesn't have the, I guess, aura.
Yeah.
To be at the top of the card, and she's pretty much feels disappointed that that's their thought, that she's hit this kind of glass ceiling, so to speak.
Yeah, I'd be upset with that too.
Yeah, so you never know. Maybe this is the beginning of her maybe getting her WrestleMania moment in a bigger way. Maybe she wins Money in the Bank.
Yeah. Hey, that's what it is. Exactly. Because that's what it's made for her. Because the second that she wins that, we're like, okay, good. Quite literally, it's just a matter of time now.
But hey,
because whenever that cash in hits,
putting that that 9-0 record,
she better not lose.
No, on the line.
She'll win it. If she wins Money in the Bank, she's winning the title.
I hope so.
Don't do that. Don't do that to us. Yeah.
Other elimination qualifier match, predictable as well, but Randy, Solo, and Alistair.
Randy getting the win. Yeah, for sure. I really appreciated watching the Hall of Fame badge trigger at the end of the match, Solo standing there waiting for Randy to turn around with the Samoan spike, and
Randy just knowing that.
Yeah, he's
never turning around.
I've been in this position a lot, so instead of turning around, I can do my finisher from here.
Yeah,
he just jumped straight into the RKO. 1, 2, 3. Clever. Yeah, I enjoyed that. So good. I was surprised, or not surprised, but I thought I would see a black mass. But that is one of the most protected finishers. Still, we didn't get to see it. I thought for sure at least somebody was going to take one, and that was the tipping point I was waiting for. Because I was like, if he hits that, then that percentage of either Alistair or Solo winning goes up significantly. So
he tried to hit it on Randy, and Randy ducked, and then
Yeah.
hit him with the RKO.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, Randy still making us believe possibly we can get this 15th title this year.
Mello, as a mid, defeated The Miz in a non-title match because he was like, "Nah, Miz, I don't want to give you a title match
Just because I don't fuck with you, because you a fuck nigga. That's why.
But they still had a match.
Still really good.
Really good. One of Miz's best matches recently, but obviously he also has a great dance partner to work with. And do you think Miz actually wins this another title, or at least this title at some point?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Just asking. Just seeing,
Well,
like,
I mean, like,
is he in that arc of his career where he's just basically never gonna win another title?
No, he can win. He can win another mid card title. Honestly, like I said before, I would prefer that he win the IC title. But I mean, that's because, like I said, besides Jericho, that's his title. It's Jericho's title, and then it's The Miz. So if he wins another one, I'm pretty sure he'll tie Jericho, and he's obviously got way more tread on the tires. You know what I'm saying? Because that'll make both of them 10-time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, U.S. title, sure, sidestep. And the thought with that is, like, I mean, granted, Mello just broke the tradition, however much tradition you care about, like the open challenge. So that was my thought, is like, Miz is going to win the U.S. title, and then it'll be a Dominic Mysterio situation when he ain't defending it. You know what I'm saying? But he's still so over on the mic that it's like, we're going to be cool with it for like 3 months, 4 months, and then be like, who's the U.S. champion? That's what's going to happen.
I can see that also.
Yeah.
Jade and
Jordan
Grace ended up in a tag team match with the visiting Liv
Judgment
and
Day
Raquel.
Girls. Yeah.
More continuation of Raquel and Liv friction happening prior to the match, but then eventually they align. Liv just being her annoying self and doing her bust out laughing,
obnoxious laugh. Yeah.
For whatever Jordan or Jade would say. I feel like there was another person that came out, but I could be mistaken. But
because she came out because she was saying, she was just bragging about being Rumble winner.
Yeah, and she's still trying to make her decision on who she's going to face between Stephanie or Jade. Who do you think she picked, Stephanie or Jade?
Yeah, right now, Stephanie.
Yeah.
And once again, like I said, I don't have Raquel as a winner at Mania or even in a match at Mania, but that would fit good for a turn.
Causing interference.
Yeah. But intentionally, not I tried to help you and, I mean, I fucked you up.
She takes out Liv.
Yeah, gives her a Tahana bomb. Like, yeah, that's what I was.
Turns face.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't really have this anywhere. Probably have this as Shake. Because I'm like, okay. Like, none. It was just felt like a match to have on the card. The segment was just kind of like pedestrian. Like, neither up or down on it. Just more like, okay.
I agree with that, except I felt like it was really good that we got Jordan to get the win because that match ends with Jordan bumping Raquel Rodriguez into Jade, who's on the apron, and getting the roll-up win. So you still feature Jordan as like, I ain't fucking with you, Jade, and I got this win by myself, even though I'm new on the roster. So it's like, I think that's the clear contender at Elimination Chamber.
Intentional by Jordan to knock off Jade like that? Or Jade was just
somewhat, yes.
Was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
No,
I'll take it.
I believe that was somewhat intentional. Yes, she was in the wrong place, but Jade earlier in the match, obviously they're not a tag team. They don't have chemistry. She goes for the bicycle kick and moves out the way and kicks Jordan. But instead of saying like, oh, dang, like Raquel does when she hits Liv with it, she's like, man, I told your ass get out the way. That's what she does. She was like, quit being in the way. So I think that's like, that's what you get, bitch. Like, and I got the dub without you. But it was low key. I don't know if it was respect, but she did smile because clearly Jade didn't want to lose. So maybe it was low key respect, but it was like, hey, she ain't trying to have no L. Clearly, Jade. So
Okay, but yeah,
that's the way I read it.
I'll leave it as Shake. I kind of want to bump this one up to Primo,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I might will. Drew's Rogues Gallery of foes, which includes Cody.
This is what carried the show.
Where Drew comes out at the beginning of the show, tries to cut a promo, but gets attacked walking down the ramp by Cody, who comes out again later in the night.
Trying to cut a promo.
Solo comes out. Not Solo. Jacob comes out and then takes him out again. And then Drew for a third time comes out.
And does cut the promo this time. And
I'm glad that, because we had to watch it a couple of times because I just was distracted as we were kind of catching up. But going back to the Roman and Punk promo on Monday, I mentioned initially I was a little lower on it because I didn't appreciate how they were just like, even in it felt like in a non-kayfabe way of just like dismissing Drew as a legit champion and as a legit competitor, and then both talking about like, I beat Drew like it was nothing or whatever. Or like,
he called him the bigger star. That's the bigger, it's the better show. That's what Roman said.
Just I'm like, I'm glad Drew was able to just kind of address that. I'm like, that's not. What are we talking about? Like, Drew is a valid, legit competitor.
Yeah.
If you're talking about just from like a physicality and trying to get through a match, I would feel like Drew's the harder competitor than CM Punk.
Yeah.
CM Punk has the veteran savviness, but again, the dude's also like, quote unquote, running on fumes.
Yeah. I mean, Drew did say it.
Drew, who's just like, only thing that can get Drew out of his game is himself and him being in his head and just like being overzealous and whatnot. But Drew is way of a competitor, and the belt that he has more history to it as well as things that you've heard me say plenty of times. Where I'm like, that's the Austin belt, that's the Rock belt, that's
the San Martino belt.
That's the San Martino belt. So.
The not Dusty Rhodes belt, as he said in this promo.
So I'm glad that was called out, and I like that. Again, Trick Williams eventually comes out and stands up to Drew, and again, this is why Drew is as one of the best characters on WWE. Is just the fact that while what he says is true, he brings it on himself.
Yeah,
and the fact that I was saying off pod, he just feels like. At any moment that he has a match, there's somebody that could potentially interfere and cost him his title. And it would not be shocking because they have a valid reason for why they want to cost Drew his match, because he did something to antagonize them.
Yeah. And
Drew always plays like, I didn't do anything. It's like, yes, you did. It's like seeing like a DB or like a basketball player just like argue a call, and it's just like, bro, you clearly did it. You clearly did it. Like, you brought it on yourself.
Yeah.
So great character work, and that's why it just makes like watching Drew matches like kind of sitting on the edge of your seat, because you never know, he could possibly have lost to Sammy at Rumble, because again, somebody could have interfered in that match, and it would have been legit reason to cost Drew his title match, and so. I'm curious to see who comes out on top of this. Obviously, Cody's probably the favorite.
Yeah.
Trick is probably the underdog. Jacob is probably like, the new flavor of the month, or like, the time right now, just for the fact that, Trick just got here. So it's like you can marinate on that, but at least put him in that title scene. With Jacob, it's like, that'd be like the surprising one. Him coming out with the undisputed title on his mouth.
Yeah. No, that's a good look for sure.
Like
Trick don't need it. Like he'll get his title shot post Mania. Like obviously we got plenty of time.
I can see the same thing with Raquel.
Yeah.
Raquel's winning that title
after
at
Mania.
At SummerSlam or something like that.
Or maybe we get. I mean, there's been big Raws after Mania too, right? So maybe
we
get that.
Do that. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I bumped that up to a primo. Okay. I like how it carried out the whole show.
The whole show, yeah.
And I like that Drew was able to put back some respect on his name that should have never been tainted on Monday.
And yeah, he got the last word in because, like you said, Trick came out that he was like, "Hey, I'll put those lemon pepper steppers sideways up your ass." You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Word of advice: walk before you run."
Yeah,
like it's like but it was cool because like you get the face to face, and it's like they passed the look test for sure. The shake I had up here, Tama Tonga getting the win over Shinsuke Nakamura.
It's funny because when we were watching this live, you were like, "Man, this is like the best I've seen Tama."
Yeah. No, it
And
was.
I'm like, I'm surprised you have it in shake and not higher.
I rewatched it and I was just like, because yes, in the moment, because we were watching like Pop the Balloon, and like going back as I rewatched it again, I was like, oh, I caught all the fucking highlights.
Mhm.
So it's like the fact that I was able to get everything while half watching it, yeah, it's shit, because it's also predictable. Where it's like, hey, he got the numbers advantage, right? Shinsuke winning this. We know he on the way out the door. But yeah, I also mentioned, I was like, it makes me want to look up their New Japan history, because I'm like, oh yeah, they must have like, a decade ago, they've had plenty of matches.
Yeah, I'm sure there's like a playlist or some
something like
that, of their rivalry.
Yeah.
And
they were just selling great for each other. And the last thing, I didn't put this on here either.
Yeah.
Would be the Bo Dallas / Uncle Howdy promo. Obviously we ain't forgot about you, Solo. Basically, you hold the lantern, so you hold the guiding light. But that just means that we're always gonna find you. And looking so much like his brother, like twinsies.
Yeah, you called that
twinsies. Like I was just like, man, rest in peace, Bray. But yep, they'll get that lantern back eventually. Is that WrestleMania? We do another.
Super long.
We do another.
See that Elimination Chamber?
Yeah,
that's on like 2 weeks.
Yeah, MFTs versus you got to full faction warfare, because before it was just the tag team titles. So you got to do the full, at least 4-on-4. You got to do that match.
We'll see. I mean, I feel like it's a little kind of drawn out as well, but we'll see.
Yeah, I feel you.
Anything else from SmackDown?
No, that is it.
Let's get
to me.
These champions of the week.
Yep. I just had one champion of the week. This is the M. Cali, Daisy Dukes and Cowboy Boots. Or wait, excuse me. The lyrics go, or I just put the one lyric because obviously had me in a stranglehold this week. She got them Daisy Dukes. Doom, 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 doom. Trail riding down with them cowboy boots. And that's going to go to Liv and Kaylani for this week of just having me in a stranglehold. Like, mostly Liv, but I was just like, man, Kaylani, I was like, man, WWE got good use out of just tiny-ass black biker shorts this week. I was like,
yes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, those things look painted on Liv.
Yeah.
I was like, are you kidding me? Like,
yeah, she looked great on Monday. I was like,
I said, she's like, right now, I said, right now, there is absolutely zero budging her and Maxine off the top. Like, 1A and 1B. That's what it is. Zero budging them. It's tough, but that's my champion of the week.
Don't disagree right there.
Yeah. I decided to not think hard about it at all. I'll let the thirst win this time.
I do not have one. I had one, but I did not write it down. I can't remember the reference that I was going to make. So just count mine for next week.
For sure.
But let's go home. Super Bowl.
Yep. And we will tap in with you next week on our Randy Moss episode.
Yeah, some would say Antonio Brown.
Our Randy Moss episode. But till next time, please pray for my Rockets getting our asses beat with no Shea and no J Will on the court for the Thunder. Tap in, like, comment, subscribe. Catch you all next week.
Peace.